So a friend of mine by the name of Philip Braden. Fluffy Gamer on YouTube.
Gamer.
Yeah. Really cool guy. Awesome friend of mine. Asks, what happened to Machine Games Texas? He stopped making videos and they were top notch.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he was a good fan of yours.
Oh, that's cool, man.
So he wants to know.
Yeah, I guess I mentioned this earlier, but I just kind of got burnt out with the whole. Well, first off, I moved from where I have my closet set up. Okay, so that's where I did most of my filming. I had this perfect setup. I could put my video camera in there.
Sound quality was great.
Sound quality was great. Lighting was great. I didn't have to mess with anything. Focus was fine, and it was just really easy for me to set up, go, and do that. The next house I moved to, I'd never found quite a good nook or a place to record, and that kind of was the first okay, I'm going to take a break for a second. Let me, I figure it out, and I was like, I'm going to do a game room tour, because that's the first thing that got me on YouTube was a game room tour, and that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to share my game room, because everybody else was sharing theirs, and I was seeing theirs, and I was stoked. Oh my god, look at this person's game room. And I finally got one together, over the course of 3 years, from 2009 and 10 to 11, I guess. And I was like, I'm finally gonna do a game room tour, and it's such a small portion of what I had gotten up to.
Right.
And it was still it's still my highest viewed video. It was what got me on YouTube.
Game room tours were really popular.
Yeah, and then I've always wanted to do another one. I filmed 2. I filmed them all the way through. I don't know how good they look. I haven't looked through them, but I've just never published them, never edited them. And I was really into editing, did 3 years editing, and then just got burnt out. And what I want to do now, my focus for video is in a different area.
Mm-hmm.
And retro gaming and collecting and videos that I used to do it was a great moment in my life. It was a great time.
But sometimes it's time to move on.
I learned a lot, and the passion has focused elsewhere. It's shifted.
It's there. It's just elsewhere.
It's shifted. I still do videos, but I do music videos, and I do videos for places that I go and things I get to experience in photography and videography, and I got real deep into that because of video game collecting, because of YouTube, because of getting this video and audio onto YouTube and on the web and stuff. I was able to learn all this stuff, and then now I got really interested in using that in other ways.
Right.
And that's what happened. And I miss YouTube. I really, really do. Sometimes I get comments or people message me or something where are you at? What is going on, man?
Some people just don't want to believe that, you move on.
People move on, and it sucks. It happens. I saw it through YouTubers, and I told myself, I was like, I don't think I'll ever move on. I really think I see myself doing this for a long period of time.
One day it'll happen to me too, and I'm afraid of that backlash.
It's time. It's all of a sudden a lot more stuff's put on your plate, and when that happens, you start weighing your options of what can I cut, and sometimes your favorite hobbies are part of it.
Unfortunately, you're right.
You know what? I have a passion for audio and video, and if I had to choose that or video game collecting and video games and making videos for YouTube, I'm going to have to go with the other one, and that's just the position I'm at in my life with time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just priorities kind of thing.
No,
if
I
had the time, I would be making YouTube videos I'd make one every day.
You go to school full time.
I'd edit it every day. I'd have it every day, and I'd be on that network with people talking. But now I just I got to do other stuff.
To make it on YouTube, you have to be on almost every day. I mean, that's how you get big.
Yeah.
People, you don't give people the chance to miss you.
But there's even people who are huge. They only come on once a week, once every 2 weeks. I'm gonna drop a name, Brutal Moose. I love watching his stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
He only puts it out once every 2, 3, 4 weeks, sometimes more, sometimes less. And it's only one video.
But for the majority,
the material he chooses, his humor, everything that works like that. It's just I look forward to each of his videos, and when they come out, it's okay, until I watch it, it's the next thing I want to watch on my lunch break. It's the next thing I want to watch, this, that, or the other.
No, there's plenty of people that don't they come out with such good content that they can get away with that, And not to say that the people that come out every day don't have less, as good content or anything, but their videos are certainly a lot simpler to produce, and it relies a lot on their character. So, perfect example, like the Game Grumps. I watch them every day. I leave a tab open on my computer specifically just for their channel, so that I don't have to go searching for their channel ever. I just refresh their page, and whatever new they ever video they come out, I always watch, and not necessarily for the gameplay. I listen to them. There's something that I've grown accustomed to listen to every day, so they've become reliable, and that's why they're so they're grown, because they've become reliable, and a lot of people look for reliability. Like, they can expect something every day to hear it. And for a lot of people, it's an outlet. Like, you get home from work, you listen to your favorite YouTuber, and your day's just that little bit much better, Or Boogie2988 comes on every day.
There you go.
Richard Review Tech comes on almost every day. Pat, when he does his podcast, he does his podcast and he puts out a series of videos, and you see him every day. Those are just some of the people that are just dedicated, to making their YouTube a part of their career. And but you gotta dedicate that time, and when you've got real world issues like a job or married life or school, YouTube just doesn't fit into the cards. You can't dedicate the time and just the passion that you want when you've got all that other stuff going on, And a lot of people don't see that, because they see what we let them see. You know what I mean? We're not going to show them the school part or the marriage part. They just see us going out and doing our thing, whatever it is our content is, what they see. And they don't see the behind the scenes part, and they think it's, us every day. We should be providing, videos every day. And if it was up to us, we would.
Absolutely.
But
and here's the thing. It's there's a mix, there's like this equilibrium, like ratio between what you film and then how much time you spend editing.
Yes.
And like, take notice when you're watching your favorite content. Did this look like, if you have any editing experience, maybe if not, did this look like it took like a long time to put together?
Yes.
If so, then it's probably not daily content, right? If it is, they probably have a huge team.
Yes, an editing team.
Where they're like editing for like 4 days, and they're like, here's one piece for today, and this is what I've been editing for 4 days. Someone else just finishes their piece the next day, and someone else. That takes a huge team. But for someone like me, like, I was putting out a video once every 2 weeks, because the time I put in the editing was, I don't know, 5-10-fold the videoing. I turn on the video camera and film for an hour, and then maybe go out and go game hunting and film for a few hours, and like.
And you're very meticulous about the way you do things.
Yeah, and like you can fall into a certain trap when you start editing. Is that, for me, I like until I can watch it all and feel like there aren't any mistakes that I notice, not that everyone notices, that I notice, which is a lot. Until that happens, I'm not done with it. So I'll take 2 or 3 weeks editing this stuff, and I mean stuff that's even meticulous and not necessary, but just stuff that I enjoy editing.
Right. And
it was taking a long time, and then I was like, all right, maybe I can figure out something faster and do a little faster version. And what it comes down to is how much time did the person spend editing this versus how quickly they can put it out, and how much easier it is. And there's easier formats, and 2 of those easier formats, one, podcasting like we're doing.
Right.
You do one long segment, and then you have this material for a week or 2, and you do it again, and it's not an everyday thing. You can kind of do what you want with that over time. But then there's like Let's Players, and that's where the formula worked in such a way that it has created stars like PewDiePie, because he doesn't have a team as far as I know.
No.
I think he's
Markiplier, same thing. He does his own editing.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does his own editing.
And there's some decent editing.
He was in Game Grumps.
It's not a lot, but it's decent.
He was on Game Grumps one time, and they asked him because he was playing, and they were like, well, how do you do your... because they were like, Barry, throw this up, which they were talking to their editor.
Right.
And Markiplier was like, wow, must be nice. You got your own editor and this and that. And they're like, you don't? Because he's like at like 8 or 10 or million or something subscribers. And
10 million.
And they're like 2 or... Now they just hit 3 million Game Grumps. So here's a guy who's at 10 million subscribers, and he does his own editing versus this 2 million subscriber that has their whole editing team. You know what I mean? And he just basically said he doesn't trust anybody else with the little touches that he puts. Like, it's more personal.
That's how I felt too. Like, I couldn't have an intern because the way I edit is the way I
Everyone's
edit.
style
I can't
is
teach someone
different.
to edit how I edit. I like
exactly.
editing.
You can't teach someone
So that's why the video stopped.
a certain style, right? And it's hard. You know, a lot of people don't understand that.
And Pac-Man is up here. Like, Pac-Man's up here, you know, from my room. Like, he's still here. He's still, you know, but I don't. That was a thing that just happened and it stuck, and I was like, that was fun. But yeah, that was a lot of editing.
I remember. You used to edit,
yeah, man.
You used to edit a lot, man.
Yeah, but now I use it for different sources, and I'm actually, long story short, opening like a small business as far as with videography, and we won't go into the depths of that because I won't talk about that until it actually happens. It's just in the works, but yeah, I'm excited about that, and I'm going to be still going to game conventions. So.
Obviously, yeah. That's something that doesn't just go away. You know, it's not something you stop cold turkey, you know.